ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पता न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विन्द्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधे वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। 64th सूत्र। देवभवाद्यायतनं स्वशब्दा मुक्तोपसृप्य व्यपदेशा नानुमानमतच्छब्दात् प्राणभृच्च भेदव्यपदेशात् प्रकरणा स्थित्यदनाभ्यां च भूमा संप्रसादादद्युपदेशात् धर्मोपपत्तेश्च अक्षरमम्बरान्तधृतेः सा च प्रशासना अन्यभावव्यावृत्तेश्च ईक्षति कर्मव्यपदेशात् सह धर उत्तरेभ्यः गते शब्दाभ्याम तथा ही दृष्टम लिंगं च धृतेश्च महिम्नोऽस्य अस्मिन्नुपलब्धेः प्रसिद्धेश्च इतरपरामर्शात् स इति चेत् न असंभवात् उत्तरात् चेत् आविर्भूतस्वरूपस्तु उत्तरात् चेत् आविर्भूतस्वरूपस्तु Let us read. Page 293. अतः दहरोऽस्मिन्नन्तराकाशः इति जीव एव उक्त इति चेत् कश्चित् ब्रूयात् तं प्रति ब्रूयात् आविर्भूतस्वरूपस्तु तु शब्दः पूर्वपक्षव्यावृत्त्यर्थः नूत्तरस्मादपि वाक्यात् इह जीवस्याशंका संभवति इत्यर्थः। कस्मात् यतः तत्रापि आविर्भूतस्वरूपो जीवः विवक्ष्यते आविर्भूतं स्वरूपम् अस्य इति आविर्भूतस्वरूपः भूतपूर्वगत्या जीववचनम् एतदुक्तं भवति य एषु अक्षिणी इति अक्षिलक्षितं द्रष्टारम् निर्दिश्य उदशराव ब्राह्मणेन निर्दिश्य उदशराव ब्राह्मणेनैन ऐनं शरीरात्मताया व्युत्थाप्य एतं तु एव ते इति पुनः पुनः तमेव व्याख्येयत्वेन आकृष्य स्वप्न सुषुप्त उपन्यासक्रमेण परम ज्योतिः उपसंपद्य स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते इति यदस्य पारमार्थिकं स्वरूपम् परं ब्रह्म तद्रूपतया एनं जीवनम् एवं एनं जीवं व्याचष्टे न जैवेन रूपेण यत्परं ज्योतिः उपसम्पतव्यम् श्रुतं तत्परं ब्रह्म तच्च अपहत्पापमत्वादिधर्मकम् तदेव च जीवस्य पारमार्थिकं स्वरूपम् तत्त्वमस्यादित्यादि शास्त्रेभ्यः नेतरत उपाधिकल्पितम् यावदेव हि स्थाणौ इव पुरुषबुद्धिं द्वैतलक्षणाम् अविद्यां निवर्तयन् कूटस्थ नित्यदृक् स्वरूपमात्मानम् अहं ब्रह्मास्मीति न प्रतिपद्यते तावज्जीवस्य जीवत्वम् यदा तु देहेन्द्रिये मनोबुद्धि संघातात् व्युत्थाप्य श्रुत्या प्रतिबोध्यते नासि त्वं देहेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धि संघातः नासि संसारी किं तर्हि तद्यत् सत्यं स आत्मा चैतन्य मात्र स्वरूपः तत्त्वमसीति तदा कूटस्थ नित्यदृक् स्वरूपमात्मानं प्रतिबुध्य अस्मात् शरीरादि अभिमानात् समुत्तिष्ठन् स एव कूटस्थ नित्यदृक् स्वरूप आत्मा भवति स यो ह वै तत्परमं ब्रह्म वेद ब्रह्मैव भवति इति इत्यादि श्रुतिभ्यः तदेव चास्य पारमार्थिकं स्वरूपम् येन शरीरात् समुत्थाय स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते येन स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते कथं पुनः स्वं च रूपं स्वेनैव च निष्पद्यते इति संभवति कूटस्थ नित्यस्य सुवर्णादीनां तु द्रव्यांतरसंपर्कात् अभिभूत स्वरूपाणाम् अनभिव्यक्ता साधारण विशेषाणाम् क्षार प्रक्षेपादिभिः शोध्यमानानां स्वरूपेण अभिनिष्पत्तिः स्यात् तथा नक्षत्रादीनाम् अहनि अभिभूत प्रकाशानाम् अभिभावक वियोगे रात्रौ स्वरूपेण अभिनिष्पत्ति स्यात् न तु तथा आत्मचैतन्य ज्योतिषो नित्यस्य केनचित् अभिभवः संभवति असंसर्गित्वात् व्योम्न इव दृष्टविरोधाच्च दृष्टिश्रुतिमति विज्ञातयो हि जीवस्य स्वरूपम् तच्च शरीरात् असमुत्थितस्यापि जीवस्य सदा निष्पन्नम् एव दृश्यते सर्वो हि जीवः पश्यन् शृण्वन् मन्वानो बिजानन् व्यवहरति अन्यथा व्यवहारानुपपत्तेः तच्चेत् शरीरात् समुत्थितस्य निष्पद्येत प्राक् समुत्थानात् दृष्टो व्यवहारो विरुध्येत अतः किमात्मकम् इदं शरीरात् समुत्थानम् किमात्मिका वा स्वरूपेण अभिनिष्पत्तिरिति अत्रुच्यते प्राग् विवेक विज्ञानोत्पत्तेः शरीरेन्द्रिय मनोबुद्धि विषय वेदन उपाधिभिः अविविक्तम् इव जीवस्य दृष्ट्यादि ज्योतिस्वरूपं भवति यथा शुद्धस्य स्फटिकस्य स्वाच्छ्यं शौकल्यं च स्वरूपं प्राग् विवेक ग्रहणात् रक्त नीलादि उपाधिभिः अविविक्तमिव भवति प्रमाण जनित विवेक ग्रहणात् तु पराचीनः स्फटिकः स्वाच्छेन शौकल्येन च स्वेन रूपेण अभिनिष्पद्यते इति उच्यते। प्रागपि तथैव सन् तथा देहादि उपाधि अविविक्तस्यैव सतः जीवस्य श्रुतिकृतं विवेक विज्ञानं शरीरात् समुत्थानम विवेक विज्ञान फलम स्वरूपेण अभिनिष्पत्ति केवलात्म स्वरूपावगति तथा विवेक अविवेक मात्रेण एव आत्मनः अशरीरत्वं शरीरत्वं च मंत्रवर्णात् अशरीरं शरीरेषु इति शरीरस्थोऽपि कौन्तेय न करोति न लिप्यते इति च सशरीरत्व शरीरत्व विशेष अभाव स्मरणात् तस्माद् विवेक विज्ञान अभावात् अनाविर्भूत स्वरूपः सन् विवेक विज्ञानादाविर्भूत स्वरूप इति उच्यते। न तु अन्य अदृशौ इव आविर्भाव अनाविर्भाव स्वरूपस्य संभवतः अगेन न तो अन्य दृशावाव इव अन्य दृशावाविर्भावानाभाव अन्य दृशावाविः आविर्भाव I'll check something is wrong here. It should be either न तो अन्य दृशा वाविर्भाव अनाविर्भावौ स्वरूपस्य संभवतः स्वरूपत्वाद् एवं मिथ्याज्ञानकृत एव जीव परमेश्वरयोः भेदो न वस्तुकृतः व्योमवत् असंगत्व विशेषात् कुतश्च एतद् एवं प्रतिपत्तव्यम्। So you remember yesterday that this topic of Dharakash is Brahman or Jeev now. So in the 8th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, the first 6 mantras, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, is called Dhar Vidya, and 7th to 12th mantra sections are called Prajapati Vidya. So first 6 section are on Upasana, where on the space in the heart Brahman is superimposed, whereas in the Prajapati Vidya the Brahman is known. Brahman is known. I had taken this point yesterday. And in this portion, the Purpaksh is emphasizing that this Dhara Akash is Jeev only and not the Paramatma. This is called Jivatmavadi Purpaksh. Earlier was Akashvadi. What he says, he said, in the very first sutra you said Dhara Uttarebhyah. You said Dharakash is Brahman because of the following mantras. You gave me the 4 mantras, 4 points you gave me. Gatihi, Shabdaha, Dhritihi and Prasiddhi. 4 yukti you gave. Said yes. And Bhashyagar gave 8 points that Dharakash is Apahat Papma, Vijara, Vimrityu, Vishoka, Vijigitsa, Apipasa, Satya Sankalpa and Satya Kamaha. This external space cannot be having these 8 properties, and plus this 4 given by Bhagavan Vedavyas, which he picked up from the mantras only. Gatihi, Shabdaha, Dhritihi and Prasiddhi. And this way you proved that Dharakash is not the elemental space. You said, okay, I agree it is not elemental space. But I want to say that it is a Jeev only. This Dharakash is not elemental space, but it is Jeev only. How did you say like that? Then he said, I will also quote the mantras from the future. How did you quote now? He went to Prajapati Vidya portion, where Indra and Virochan went to Brahmaji or Prajapati when Brahmaji proclaimed that one who knows this Atma with the 8 characteristics, he will know everything and he will be liberated. So these Prajapati and Indra, the Virochan and Indra, they went to Brahma. So as I told you, so Virochan thought that his eyes alone is the Atma, and Indra was not convinced. Indra went back, and after going back, the teaching was given in 3 stages. If you remember, yesterday we had seen this portion in detail. So what was the teaching given? So teaching was given in 8.7.4. In 8.7.4, it was said, it is called Akshipurush. Akshipurush. That means the teaching was that which is that Dharakash is the weaker. Then Indra did not understand. Again he went for seva for 32 years. Then in 8.10.1, the second stage teaching was given, in which the Dharakash was said to be dreamer. Then also Indra did not understand. Then again he was sent for seva project. Then he was again got the teaching in 8.11.1. And there deep sleeper was said to be the Dharakash. Now, taking a point from this, the Purpaksh quotes these 3 mantras. He said, see, these 3 mantras are telling because 3 states belong to the Jeev only and not the Paramatma. Jagrit Swapna Sushuptyashu Sputadara, that which goes through all is another aspect. Trishu Dhamasu, in 3 states, I go from our experiences that we travel from one state to another state. I was sleeping and I got up. We say also, I was sleeping and I got up. Or I was dreaming. So our experience is we are travelers in 3 states. Our experience is not there that I am not a traveler on 3 states. I am awake and then again I will be asleep or I will dream. So this Purpaksh said that this Dharakash is there for the Jeev because this Jeev alone can have the 3 states. So avasthatraya sambandhavan is Jiva. Tasmat Dharakasha is Vishwa Tejas Pragya Roop Jiva Eva. And this is my argument. Uttarat. Uttarat means from the future mantras. Then Bhashyakar said, he said, my good you thought, I am happy, but you should think more properly. So thinking is not important. Thinking to come to a right conclusion is very important. He said, what wrong I did? He said, what wrong you did is that there is something called implied meaning and direct meaning. Implied meaning is a popular meaning, where you say, I am walking, I am talking, I am thinking, I am moving, I am getting old, I am getting young. This is implied meaning. But understand that Jeev is composed of the pure consciousness and the conditioning of the 3 bodies. So one is called Vishishta Chaitanya and one is called Upahit Chaitanya. Yesterday you heard this point. Vishisht means consciousness endowed with the 3 body, associated with the 3 body, where I feel that I am of the 3 bodies. My body is there. My body is there. Endowed with, I am using the word. I am consciousness. I am the consciousness with the body. This is our experience. We don't say I am the consciousness without the body. This is Jiva. But that consciousness is not actually endowed with. It is a witness of the 3 bodies. I am not the body associated with the Atma. I am the Atma or the Self who is the witness of the bodies. In me, please get this point, in me, bodies are coming and going. I am not going in the bodies. Again I repeat. I am not the one who goes through the bodies. He is associated with the body. I am not going through 3 states. 3 states are coming and going in me. Bodies are coming and going in me. I was child. This childhood body came in me and went away. Youthful body came in me and went away. Adult body came in me and went away. Old body came in me and not going. So these 3 bodies are coming and going in me. I have no relation with these bodies. I have no association with these bodies. Will you get this point? This is a very brilliant bhash is there in this. And therefore, you see a conditioned consciousness. Outside you see conditioned consciousness. Even though I am unconditioned, but it is appearing as conditioned consciousness. This is called implied meaning of the Jiva. This is the meaning of Tvam Pada in Tattvamasi also. And I gave you the example of glass and the water. Somebody says bring the water, so you also always bring the water in the glass. That is the implied meaning. When you say bring the water, it is not implied that you bring water without the glass. But when you say drink the water, then it does not mean you have to drink the glass. It is a direct meaning that drink the water only. I hope this point is clear. Similarly, body is a container and consciousness as if It is like the water. I'm just giving a gross example. Don't take it literally. When it is said that I'm the body with the consciousness, this is implied meaning or direct meaning? I am the body with the consciousness. It is direct meaning or implied meaning? Vachyarth or lakshyarth? Lakshyarth. Huh? No. Is it the popular direct meaning or indirect meaning? I am body with the consciousness. Why is it indirect? Popular meaning, it is vachyarth. The indirect meaning is implied meaning. And when you say, I am the consciousness with body appearing in me, please get my statement. I say I am the body with the consciousness. So I have mixed the consciousness and the body. This is vachyarth or direct meaning. But when I say I am the consciousness in which body is appearing and disappearing, this is lakshyarth. This is implied meaning. This is lakshyarth. This is the meaning which Prajapati wanted to say. When he said, waker, you are dreamer, you are a deep sleeper, he was not indicating to the direct meaning, he was indicating to the implied meaning. That means Prajapati was not saying Sthul, Sukshma, Karan, Sharir, Vishishta Chaitanya. He was saying Sthul, Sukshma, Karan, Sakshi Chaitanya. I hope you are. So you are not talking of the body and the consciousness associated. You are talking of the consciousness without the body. Now Purupaksh said, came back. Got my point, I hope. He had seen it here. Much time goes in revising. Much time goes in bringing the fact together. Our mind is very weak, it forgets. Purupaksh came back. He said, see, what I don't care. You say implied meaning, you say direct meaning. What you want to say when you say implied meaning, direct meaning? What you want to say? Anyway, it is Jeev only, no? He said, no, implied meaning then Jeev is Brahman. When direct meaning is said that Jeev is the consciousness associated with the body and the body with the consciousness. Implied meaning is I am the consciousness with the body appearing. And this consciousness in which body is appearing is called? Huh? No. The consciousness in which body is appearing and disappearing is called Dharakash, or another word? बोलो उसमें क्या है? गलत wrong, what will happen? Huh? Body in which, the consciousness in which body is appearing and disappearing is called Paramatma, Brahman. Don't be afraid. We have no provision of hanging here. What will happen? If you say wrong, as if I will hang you. Wrong is there. What does it matter? But we will try. At least, what does it problem? So now Bhashyakar gives another beautiful 2 reasons to prove what? That Akshi Purush Akshi Purush, dreamer, waker dreamer and deep sleeper mentioned in 8.7.4, 8.10.1 and 8.11.1. This is not waker dreamer, it is Sakshi Brahman. I'm repeating all these words. You be careful. 8.7.4, waker was revealed. 8.10.1, dreamer, and 8.11.1, deep sleeper. Here, waker dreamer is not said. Here, Sakshi is said. How did we say that? He said, please open your book now. Now I will tell you. 8.7.4 you open. Reason number 1. Mantra number 4, 8.7.4. Please open Mantra Pushpam. And please see there. Tau ha prajapatihi uvacha. Tau means to both of them. This is Dvitiya. Yaha eshaha akshini purusho drishyate eshatma ho vacha. You got it? Everybody got it? I think you underlined that also. Next point. See, etad amritam abhayam etad brahma. He said, your problem is you don't read properly. Problem is most of us don't read even prescriptions properly, medicine, what is written properly. We bring the gadgets that we don't read. The camp flyer is given, they ask the question, everything is in the camp flyer, but still they keep on asking. Those who are nice can get very irritated. It is written that what you have to bring. Still they will ask, call you, and with all curiosity say, what has to be? Please read the flyer. Then they will say, sorry. Then again they will go, can I bring torch? It is written there, please read everything, is written in detail. When you go to Kailash, etc., everything is written. Then again they will ask, that which kind of warm clothes? It is written, please read it properly. So what one delegate did, that she and he both, husband and wife, purchased the clothes, warm clothes. And how to show that this is the warm clothes? You know what they did? Huh? No. They put it on their grandmother. On the mother-in-law. Old mother-in-law. They took a photograph and then sent. Therefore, it is irritating sometimes. Shiv gets very irritated. He said, I've already written it. Then how to send the money? It is written, please read it. Similarly, you have not done properly your homework, please read it. Why you are jumping to conclusions without going through all the details? Collect all the details first. About any person also. When you think about any person, so I have always found that I rush to some conclusion and not collected all the details. What is his situation? What is his mindset? Which is his background? What was his past? What is his nature? Everything, you get all the information. Then you will have more sympathy with the person. Get all the information first. You will be more matured in your thinking about the person when you consider all aspects of that. So please see here, it is written etad amritam. Underline that. If you have underlined that already, then again once more underline that. Oh, the book will be totally I can't read it. No, see, it is written, Etad Amritam, this is immortal. Abhayam, fearless. And Etad Brahma. And this is for this Akshani Purush, the waker. Are you getting my point? This Jeev cannot be immortal because Jeev is constantly dying. Because Jeev is the body with the consciousness. So one body dies, other body is born. Jeev's experience is I will die and I will be born again. And Abhayam, no way there is a fearlessness. Fear is the most strongest instinct of a human being and animals. It's most strongest instinct. More stronger than calm is the fear. In the animal also. The child, the baby, doesn't have calm, but he has fear. Mother goes away and he starts crying. Any new person sees, he starts crying. Some voice loudly you scream, he starts crying. This Pawan son came, loudly we laughed, he starts crying. It is out of fear only. Loudly you, or supposing they are left on the road, your mother is playing with the hand, she herself, he'll start. Don't think that fear goes away. School he goes, fear is there. What teacher will say? Homework I have not done properly. Or in the class there's a test. Test, what to say? Test is the biggest fear thing. Oh, good I remember. No explanation required about the test. The very test word itself evokes fear. That test is so easy. Even if the test is very easy, still fear is there. Everywhere fear is there. If somebody, talks badly, you have fear, I don't know what he'll say to me again today. Yesterday upset my mood, I don't know what today he will do. You go for blood pressure testing, fear is there. I hope it is more, not more. You go for blood test, fear is there. When you have children, etc., fear is there. I don't know how he'll study. When you have daughter, more fear. Where is she gone? 1 hour she is late. I'm calling, she is not replying. Fear is there. Ask them, those who are parents, and they will. Am I right? No? You are totally on the tender hooks what you say all the time. Where is she gone? Whom is she calling to? Who is there in her? Why she is talking a lot? Everywhere fear is there. It doesn't go. Old age, fear is there. Where I may not fall down. And in South Africa, oh my God, what a fear. You are on the road, fear is there. Somebody may not follow. On the shop, fear is there. Yesterday you heard that incident. It will bring fear in you. Nobody is around, but fear is there. You got my point. Thank God we have a car park here. Otherwise, many cars disappeared. This car park is a boon for us. We don't realize what ashram gives. We take it for granted. Your car got lost. Shashiji's car got lost. I think 3-4 cars. And when big yagnas were there, Pramisha's car got lost. Big yagnas where car were all parked. Many times Guruji's yagna was there, that car got lost. They were the eye on the car. There are gangs who eye on the car and they attack the car. Shivani's car also once. Evening satsang was going on here in 2013, something like that. And Shivani came here. A little anxious voice, running. Then they took her car. They took the keys. Here only, on the gate. There's a guard. Took away the keys. But fortunately, they couldn't drive it. They couldn't open the gate or they couldn't drive. Something happened. It got jammed. You live in night, morning, anything, loudly somebody laughs. Sometimes Stanley laughs. I say, what happened? The dining hall, all is okay. Ab Upanishad is saying, Abhayam here. How can Jeev with the body be Abhayam? Not my mind. It is full of Bhayam only. I told you, Bhaya is a stronger emotion than Calm. It is very pervasive emotion. Calm doesn't come every time. Calm, etc. is an emotion which needs solitude, which needs some situation. But Bhaya can come at any time. Bhaya is very pervasive emotion. Because it is directly based on body identification. Sometimes in the room you will find, some sound came. Or there is a mirror. You feel, oh, who's there? You yourself are there. In the hotel, etc., I went. Big mirror was there on the cupboard or the wardrobe. Big mirror. And you just move. You say, who is there? I'm changing my clothes. Who's there? You yourself are. I'm telling you, these things are there. Or you go to the washroom, all of a sudden you see, who is there? Nobody is there. Very, very strong emotion of fear is there. And here Abhayam is real. Etad Abhayam. And to complete it, Etad Brahma. This Etad is for witness, this is for Jag Vekar. But Laksharth Vekar, implied meaning Vekar, not the direct meaning Vekar. I hope. And for that Laksharth Vekar, what Gita says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Complete. Kaushki will complete today. Na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Nayam bhutva bhavita na bhuyah. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam puranaha. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Got it? Veda vinashinam nityam. Completed second chapter, no? Veda vinashinam nityam yainamajam avyayam. I have a project to complete one chapter. One is have a general chanting. Other is take one shlok in my heart. It should be your hobby, just for your own fulfillment. I hope this is clear. And to complete this, now go to 10.1. 10.1. In 10.1, Ya esha swapne mahiyamanaha charati esha atmeti hovacha. फिर से देखो आप, एतद अमृतम अभयम एतद ब्रह्म, फिर से आ गया. 3 words. That means he is not referring to the dreamer, because dreamer is over when the dream is over. It is not Brahma, it is not Amritam. Dream has gone, dreamer also is dead. You cannot get back the dreamer. At least Waker we can get back for some time. But my dreamer is gone. One who got money in the dream is gone now. You can't get it back now. Neither dreamer nor the money. Both has gone now. So this is 8.10.1. Now see again, 8.11.1 Upanishad. Brahma Sutra will train you to read Upanishad seriously. Tad yatra etat supta samasta samprasanna swapnam na vijanati esha atma iti hovacha. फिर देखो, etad amritam abhayam etad brahma iti. I hope you are clear about it. So Vishwa Tejas and Pragya is Brahman. It can suit only if you take the meaning of Lakshartha, implied meaning, and not the direct meaning. Direct meaning is body with the consciousness. An implied meaning is body illumined by consciousness, untouched by consciousness. There is a one reason given to tell. Tell what? Tell what? Refute that point that because you are saying that Prajapati is telling to Indra that this Dharakash is Vakar, etc. and therefore Dharakash is Jeev. He has refuted it by reason number one, that see, I told you it is not Jeev, because directly it is written that three words are coming. One is Amritam, Abhayam, and third is Brahma. So first is directly you can say that. Okay, I understand that. This is reason number one. What is reason number two now? Now reason number two is also very good. Keep the book open. You'll see reason number two. He takes the fourth stage of teaching. Four stages were there. First he said he is in the eyes as a waker, then in the dreamer, then in the deep sleeper. And in the fourth stage only Indra understood. So after first stage, he went for 32 years of seva and tapasya. Then he again went, 3 times he went. So fourth time he understood. That means 3 into 32. 3 into 32. That means 96 years. My God, we would have left long back. Therefore we are here only. See, now the reason number two is given. Second mantra you see, 8.12.2. 8.12.2. What is written here? Evam eva esha samprasadaha. Got it? Asmat sharirat samuthaya param jyotihi upasampadya svena rupena abhinishpadyate. Underline that. It's a very key mantra. Key. Key means it will open some fact. Eshaha samprasadaha. Samprasada means Jivaha. Answer should come immediately, not in delayed. I have told this. Earlier also this word has come. So, Eshaha Jivaha. What this mantra says, that this Jiva, Asmat Sharirat Samuthaya, leaving this body. What happens? Param Jyoti Rupa Sampadya. Attaining Param Jyoti means Brahman. Merges. Sampadya means merges. It merges into Brahman. This Jiva, leaving the body, merges into Brahman. I am giving the word meaning. How Bhashyakar says, we'll see later. Then, so there are 3 stages as if. It is not like that. Third point is Svena Rupena Abhinishpadyate. It emerges. Nishpadyate means emerges. Comes out in its own form. Upanishad is trying to play with you slightly. It is playing. Why it is playing, so that you get confused and you stop studying yourself. You should go to the teacher and then study. Because you will not understand. In our school, college days also, supposing any subject we got confused, then we used to go to the teacher. And not understanding how this thing has been there. So here it is said, what is said here, that Eshaha Samprasadaha, that Dharakash, understood the meaning first, that Jiva leaving the three body, don't forget, it merges into Brahman, then emerges in its own nature. Okay. So two words is there, merges and emerges. One is sampadya, other is abhinishpatyate. Now Purupaksh again came up. He said, one thing, tell me one thing. This mantra has confused me more. Before reading this, I was less confused. Why you got confused? I am confused because this jeev leaves, gets separated from the body, and this merges into Brahman, and then emerges into knows itself. What is the meaning? Jeev Chaitanya emerges in its own nature, original nature. So three things said. Jeev leaves the body, number one. Number two, merges into Brahman and emerges in its own nature of Brahman. This is the fourth stage. And that means that this Jeev, which is emerging in its own nature, Brahman, that means this original nature must be the Brahman only in which the Jeev emerges. This is the argument given by Bhashya. And don't forget that this Jeev, in the fourth stage which is mentioned, then which emerges into Brahman ultimately. So Purupaksh came, he said, 1 minute. This Jeev in the fourth stage, you've been talking about, that he emerges into Brahman. He said, let it emerge, but what about the first three stages? I am teaching you about the first three stages. The first three stages, Jeev, there it is not said it is emerging into Brahman. This fourth stage, Jeev is emerging into Brahman. But this is not emerging into Brahman. This is, other three are different in this. He said, no. You know, it is said here that I am talking about the same Jeev. Please see here. I'm not talking of some, see, 9th Khand and 3rd mantra. It is said here, Evam esh magvan niti hovacha etam tu evate bhuyah anuvyakhyāsyāmi. I am talking about the same Jeev which I had talked as a waker. Then he says, you got it? So it is not that another Jeev is being talked about. We are talking about the same Jeev which is merging and emerging. So what? This which is emerging as Brahman, in which mantra? 12.2, is the same Jeev which was mentioned in the 8.7.4 and 8.10.1 and 8.11.1. Because it is said I am talking about the same Jeev here. So the three stages which was talked about as waker, dreamer and deep sleeper, and this fourth stage which is being talked about as Turiya should not be two, because it is said we are talking about the same Brahman all the time. See, in 11.3, Evamesha Bhagavanniti hovacha etam tu evate bhuyah anuvyakhyāsyāmi. I am talking about the same Brahman. So after telling the deep sleeper, he is saying I am telling about the same one as Turiya. So after telling about the waker, he said, I'm telling about the same one as a dreamer. Every time he is using this logic that I'm not talking something new. See, in the 10th mantra, 3rd, 4th, 10th, 10.4, 10th khand. एष भगवन्निति होवाच एतं त्वेव ते भूय अनुव्याख्यास्यामि. You got my point. So after telling about the waker, he said, I'm telling about the same as a dreamer. Then after telling about dreamer, he said, I'm telling the same now deep sleeper. After telling about the deep sleeper, he is saying, I'm telling the same about the turiya. I hope you are clear. Okay. And therefore, this turi which emerges as Brahman is the same as the waker, dreamer and deep sleeper. And if this is the Brahman which is unchanging, this is possible only when laksharth meaning of the waker is taken. Implied meaning of the waker dreamer is taken, or not the direct meaning. I hope you are little clear. Lot of discussions are involved, but this intellectually servicing overhauling is required. If you don't have Vedanta class, you will find some dullness comes in the intellect. Like when you don't do exercise, you feel it is all jammed. If you don't do at all, then you will not feel it, because it has become your nature. But if you do daily, and if you don't do it someday, so you will feel that it is stiff here. You don't do exercise, I think. You do exercise. Every day you do, I think. She does regularly, because it's needs of the body. You don't do. You do? What you do? 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Half an hour I should do. Minimum half an hour exercise with the age. 1 hour you do. Huh? Walking. Some exercise is required. And these girls, they all should do exercise every day. And more your body is defective, more exercise is required. Take out time. Give time 1 hour, half an hour, body will give you 20 hours. Otherwise, whole day it will create a problem. Better to give some time. What I have observed, I also do, that if you don't do it, if I don't do it, then you can start feeling stiffness. That mobility, that swiftness and mobility which was there, that is missing. But one who doesn't do at all, he will never feel it, because he has become of the nature of stiffness now. So that alertness, that brightness that comes, that you will never feel it. So when you hear these Upanishads, this Purupaksh, this, so that open the nuts and bolt, the jammed intellect which is there. If you don't do it, you will never feel it, because intellect is already in jam position all the time. There's a difference in the class. If you have the class and don't have the class, there's a difference. You can feel the difference in the intellect. Intellect become brighter. Oh, wow, this is there. Prajapati said this 1, 2, 3, 10.1, 11.1, 7.4. And Turi, then the Purupaksh raised the question that Dharakash is Jeev, because he is quoting that these three things are mentioned. Then Shankaracharya said no, rather he said Avirbhut, that essential nature, laksharth of that waker is being talked about, and not the vachya, not the direct meaning, but the implied meaning. And to tell that implied meaning, he gave two reasons. Reason number one was Abhayam Amritam and Brahma is coming after the three mentioned there. And Abhayam Amritam and Brahma cannot be the Jeev, because this is the nature of the Paramatma only. Second reason what he gave was in 12.2, it was said that Jiva, after leaving the body, he merges into the Brahman and emerges in its own nature. And therefore, one who emerges in his nature of Brahman can be, therefore the Lakshart Jeev can be mentioned and not the Vachyatmani. Then the Purva Paksh came up. Then he said, how come you said, because I'm not concerned about 12.42. I'm concerned about all three, where Vakar said. He said, but what has been talked as a Vakar, Shankaracharya, the text is repeatedly saying, I'm talking about the same Dharakash. Same is being talked as Turi. And therefore, this Turi has to be Brahman. And therefore, all Vakar, dreamer and deep sleeper has to be Brahman only. And therefore, Dharakash has to be Brahman only. This is, you have to go up and down to make it firm and clear over it. I hope this is clear. Little time you give every day, half an hour, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, write some notes. So there should be some schedule in your day. There should be, after this I'll do this, after this I should do this. It should not be haphazard and lost day. Schedule-less day. Therefore I ask for your schedule. It should not be schedule-less day. That anytime I sleep, anytime I eat, anytime I walk, anytime I start talking on the phone. There should be some discipline in the schedule. Make notes. Now, Purva Paksh comes with one more incidental objection. And what is that? We will see it tomorrow. Time is saying, please stop here. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.